Welcome back. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave this in the actual video that I upload to YouTube, but right now we're just kind of going to get out of travel mode, get back into working mode. So let's start by dropping off all the stuff where it belongs. Oh, and it looks like there's... Okay, well, we'll get that in right now. Perfect. Alright, so we'll drop off the 2 bits of rice at the research station. We'll grab that crossbow and give it to Beep. We'll drop off all the food in the food store. And we'll drop off the sleeping bags as well. And we'll do that for all our characters. Oh, I guess it can't go in here because it needs a bread basket. That's fine. I'm not going to bother with a bread basket. He can just eat that on his own. It looked like we kind of overestimated how much food we would need for that journey, but that's fine. I mean, it's better to overestimate than start starving along the way, so... Plus, this will give us a little bit of margin until we start making money again, so... Okay, let's gear up Crumble John a little bit here. I really don't think it's worth having these wraps on. We'll leave the wraps on. It doesn't hurt anybody. We'll switch out his boots, though. And Infinite Wing. Give him a helmet. We'll leave his regular clothes. They're pretty good. And Beep. He doesn't wear boots, and I don't have a helmet, but he can wear the heart protector. And we'll just sell all this junk off up here. Now the question is, I guess a pole arm is pretty good, especially for someone that's not a good fighter, because it's got good distance, and it's got like kind of a large sweep. So we'll leave that in there. We will drop the lantern off for sale because it would probably help with mining at night. But I'm gonna forget to take it off when I want to sneak, and it'll cause a whole bunch of problems like it did last time. So, what else do we got here? I think his horse chopper is as good or better than. Yeah, it's better than what we've got there. Now we've got to decide what to do with Crumble John because, I mean, he has a decent strength. This is a decent weapon. It's slow though. I still think we're better just giving him a worse weapon that he can swing faster and just selling this off for the cash. Like some people really like using the fragment axes because they are so heavy, so you can train up strength while you're fighting. We're going to be training up dex early on when we're fighting, and we're going to just do some basic like weight training to get the strength up. That's like a total of 0.52 damage, and that's like 1.1 damage, just almost twice as good. But it's so much heavier. I just don't think he has the strength to utilize it well, so we'll just give him this crappy sword instead, and we'll sell the rest of his stuff off. Okay, so with that out of the way, normally probably the best thing to do would be just to reassign jobs, but let's give them jobs and see where they run off to. Okay, so it looks like a lot of them just kind of forgot. So let's just reassign jobs. Okay. I'll clear everybody's jobs out. I'm going to turn off Beep's block and passive. We do have to get him a one-handed sword, just so if anyone comes close to him, he can use that. But for or a bar or whatever. But for right now, we'll leave it alone as it is. In terms of job distribution, we kind of want to have like one good fighter and one weak fighter so they can kind of support each other. So let's say Rain and Beep. Let's bring them out here so that they can mine this copper together. And then I guess we'll grab Lurking and we'll just have him mine this copper. And then we've got 3 things over here. So let's use Kang. Let's say Silver Shade. And Mew. And we'll have them mine the iron. And we'll grab Ruka and Green. And who else do we have here? Like Ruka, Green, and Shrike. And we'll have them run out here. And have them mine the iron, because that's a 3-person job. And right next to it's a 2-person copper. So let's use like Orin. Okay, Muse already got a job. So Orin and Stubbs. We'll have them mine this copper. And we'll see who's left here. So we've got Hamut, Crumble John, and Infinite Wang. So let's grab Hamut and have him run out a little bit farther. Alright, so we'll have Hamut use this copper resource here. And then we've got Crumble John and Infinite Wang. Alright, so we'll get Infinite Wang, Crumble John, and Doc Chung just to mine this iron right here. Okay. So everyone's at least got a job, and they're going to be bringing in money, except for Borlin and Puhat. But it is time to also start building additional manufacturing stuff in our home base, because we're going to want, like, I really don't like, those 3 jobs that I just gave. They're kind of far away, and it's just for iron. I don't know. But I think that we should start building crafting stations and the relevant storage. So I've been thinking about it, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to place down a crafting station, and that's going to be a leather tanning bench. And if I can remember what buttons do what. I won't put that down first. I'm going to put storage first down. And I'm going to put a leather storage box as close as I can, because we really are limited for space. So I'll put like a leather storage here. Then we'll put the crafting for the leather tanning bench. Now, like, your first instinct is probably to build it as close as possible, but sometimes you need to put a little bit of space just so people don't get hung up on each other. And then what we're going to do is we're also going to put storage skins, and we'll put it on the other side right here. And that'll be the first group of stuff that we create. And I'll grab these 2 guys, and I'll set them to work doing the engineering stuff. So let's see if they do their job. Well, looks like we're under attack here. It looks like it's Hungry Bandits. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab these guys, and rather than run back to the gate guards, let's kite them over to where all our other guys are over there and just take the fight. Because it's hungry bandits, so it's not really that big a deal. So let's turn off their jobs and run them away. And I guess technically we could turn off these guys' jobs as well and run them in the opposite direction so they don't have to take all these hits. And now we're going to attack all these starvers. It looks like that guy's going for green, so let's run him around. Looks like Doc Chung just went down. Oh, no, he's all right. And rather than have green shoot into here, let's have him just attack this hungry bandit instead. Okay. So let's grab everyone together and heal Shrike. We also have to remember to get medkits for our new guys. I don't know where they're running off to, but how about you heal yourselves, yeah? Come on, guys. What's going on here? Okay. And let's heal Doc Chung. Okay. And we'll give everybody their jobs back. Just a little bit of combat training. And now we'll go back to these guys in here. And we'll grab Puhat. And we'll take all the animal hides. And move them into our animal hide storage. What else I realized is that while I gave Beep a crossbow, I didn't actually give him any arrows, so he was just probably running in there. So let's give him some arrows as well so he can use the crossbow, yeah? Also, we might as well give Beep, well, he's got a healing item. Crumble John doesn't. Infinite Wang doesn't. And Shrike doesn't. Well, let's give, while Beep is here, let's give him, no, it's fine. We'll wait till later to get the med kits, or maybe we should get them now. Let's get them now. So we'll run Shrike back, And Crumble John back. And Infinite Wang back. And it looks like someone's attacking Mew. Oh, here we go. A bunch of dust bandits, including a dust boss. I think we grab these guys and run them this way. And we turn their jobs off. And we'll grab him here. We'll grab Lurking, turn his job off, run over here. And grab Brain, turn off her job. In fact, let's kind of gate them to the guards, just because these are a little bit tougher enemies. And we'll grab Beep as well, and we'll turn off his jobs. And we'll like bring him out here, yeah? And luckily Mew's fast enough that she can outrun these guys. I don't know why Lurking's running back this way. Come on, Lurking. Let's get it together. Alright, it looks like the guards are coming, so let's take care of all these guys. And let's see where the rest of these guys are. Shrike is over there. Okay, so, well, we missed our chance to equip them, but we'll do it after this fight. You kind of want to watch with your archers, especially because they're not good. You see how they're just like shooting each other? And it looks like one of these dust bandits got to Silver Shade. Excuse me. Looks like Mew went down. That's sad. Alright, so what we want to do preferably is we want to strip these guys because we do need gear. We want to prioritize going after the Dust Boss, if we can find him. That's the one. So let's grab everybody here who's conscious and loot the Dust Boss. Because they tend to have higher grade gear than the stuff that regular Dust Bandits get. And the reason why I'm prioritizing this over, let's say, healing is that a lot of these guys are going to get locked up real quick, and we want to loot as many of them as we can before that happens. So that's lurking. Who else we got there? We got Rain. Free hits in there. Okay. So again, let's grab everybody here and loot this guy. And again, we'll take the free hits on that guy who's struggling to get by. Okay. Oh, another decent junk bow. That's nice. And we can give this to Beep because he doesn't have a weapon, right? And we'll just give this to, well, who's got less ammo, Beep or Silvershade? Silvershade, so we'll give Silvershade the ammo. And we'll loot this guy. Ooh, a high-grade junk bow, even better. And it looks like everybody else... Oh, no, there's still a guy over here that we can loot. So let's go ahead and loot them as well before the guards pick them up. It's still worth it in this early stage to rob these guys. Just because you never know when you're going to get something a little bit better. Plus free ammo, right? You can't go wrong with that. There we go. We got enough space here on King. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's heal up Mew before she dies. And we'll just start going through and healing everybody. Oron is amazingly unhurt. He probably showed up late. Okay, and I'll just have Lurking grab Mew. And we'll just run everybody back here, drop off the loot so that we can sell it later, and whatnot, and so on and so forth. Also, we gotta have everybody run at their own speed. I forgot to do that. So the first guy to show up is going to be Silver Shade. I say we just use him and drop off just some of that ammo that we don't need right now. And then I'm just going to put his jobs back on so he goes back to work. And then we got Kang and Rain the Giant. I still say we use the research bench just as storage for stuff like the bows, just so I don't forget where it goes. This other stuff we can store away. And I'll have Rain do her job again. And let's look at Kang. He actually got a nice weapon here. So just to kind of differentiate, and we'll swap it out later, I'll just go ahead and throw that here. There's also, let's take the better armor and stash it here. The rest of this stuff looks pretty shoddy. Let's move this down a little bit. Now, odds are we're just going to end up selling all of this. But I do want to have it just in case. So we'll put the jobs back on King. Beep doesn't really have anything to give away, so we'll just put his jobs back on. We got Mew, Oron, and Lurking, so let's take a look at Oron, what he's got. He's got that high-grade junk bow. The rest of this is pretty meh. Clearly, I do have to build more storage because we are running out. So, Oren's got his job, so we'll make him walk here. I'm just going to grab Lurking and put Mew in the bed. We'll just rent it out. We actually don't have enough money for that. So all of this is garbage. So I'll grab Lurking, and I will just have him run to the bar, sell this junk that he's got on hand, and then use that money to rent a bed for Ruka. Again, if we were penny pinching, we'd just use our own sleeping bags, but it'll be faster this way. And so we'll put Mew in bed. And we'll turn... Okay, Mew's got her jobs turned off anyways. And we'll turn jobs back on for Lurking. Okay. So Mew's healing up. And again, let's do what we were originally planning and grab these guys and bring them home so they can at least get med kits. So that would be Mew, Shrike, Crumblejohn, Infinite Wing, and that's it. All right, and actually we can start using some of this stuff, right? Like these are not very useful. It's better just to have a shoddy spiked helmet. Although I will say, yeah, but she's we're going to treat Shrike as a melee, so I don't mind that kind of loss. The same thing with the pants. And same thing with the boots. 5 and 8. 13 and 25. I'm not too... Yeah, let's just switch out the boots. We'll leave the armor. Because it's got, like... Yeah, I think it's better than this stuff that we've got in here. And we'll grab one first aid kit. And then we'll run Shrike up to the travel store so she can buy a splint. And in the meantime, we'll deal with Infinite Wang. Uh, 14, 19. Yeah, he's got a better armor. That's better as well. And that's pretty much better as well. So all we have to do for him is grab him a med kit. And run him over to the store. And Crumblejohn, same thing. Just grab him a med kit and run him to the store. Excuse me. So we'll buy a small splint kit for him. And that actually looks like the only splint kit on hand, which is too bad. So we'll just send Strike back to work and Crumblejohn back to work. All right, what else can we build here? So I say we build a plate beating station. Now again, this is a mod. If you don't want to use this mod, this is, I think, I forget what it's called. It's in the description of my first video. If you don't want to use a mod, I completely understand. In which case, what you'd have to do, and I can show you in a second, but let's also put storage for iron plates. Maybe we'll like sneak it under the stairs here. And then also we'll put storage for building materials. And like we'll put that in the corner here. So basically they'll grab the iron, beat the plates, store the plates. Building storage, again, we don't have the capabilities to, well, I mean, we do have the capabilities, but we're not going to mine the stone and turn it into building material. We're just going to buy it. So I think I'm pretty happy with this right here. And we'll see what Puhat and Borland have available to build all this stuff with. Okay. So sadly, we're missing one iron plate. So why don't we just grab Puhat now, and we'll clear out some of this junk. This is all higher grade, so we'll leave that. But let's grab this junk right here. Let's count it up here. 1, 2, 3. It looks like 3 in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4 helmets, 4 of these, 1, 2, and 2 of those. Oh, let's grab this junk actually first. Okay, and we'll grab Puhat and just sell that off at the general store and buy some more iron plates. Okay, that's fine. 7 iron plates is good. Okay, so we've built the iron plate storage. We could actually grab Shrike, and what's she doing? She's grabbing this right here. All right, so let's do that. Let's take her off of this iron node, and just have her start operating the bench here for the iron plates. So she'll grab the iron and turn it into iron plates. Again, this is a mod. We'd have to go outside and build like a temporary base slash production center right on the outskirts, preferably near like a good source of stone. We'd throw down a stone mine, a stone processing plant, and a storage for the building material, and that's how we do it. I still think we might, just because it might be faster uh, and relatively safer and cheaper than buying all our building material. The problem is that once you throw down a any type of base structure, it starts this kind of clock to base raids. And now some of them aren't very tough, like starving bandits, especially for this area, starving bandits and dust bandits. But you also get some meaner customers like Crawl's Chosen. So I don't know if we're going to do that. But I think what we will do is grab one of these guys off of here and move them with his other groups that are a little bit safer. For example, Doc Chung, he's not a very good fighter. So maybe instead of this iron resource, we have him work this one. And so, why do I like this mod so much? One, it lets me do this. Two, if you look at this character, working the iron plate bench actually increases the weapon skill. And I'm planning on having Shrike be our weaponsmith, so in addition to saving money on not having to buy iron plates, will also increase her skill. Again, it's a mod. If you don't feel it's you don't want to do it, you can just set up just a base with the bare, iron storage, iron processor, a little bit of power, iron plate storage, and the same thing for stone processing plant building material. And we'll see if we want to do that as well, just for the building material itself, but I'm not sure. Also, what we can do is continue to build out this base a little bit, because I'm trying to think a little bit more long term. And just thinking long term, we want to start. We want to continue to research and save up money so we can, buy all the stuff that we need. But we also want to start thinking about preparing for our future base. So let's go ahead and do some more storage here. And we'll definitely want a wheat storage, right? So we'll put that there. And I'm thinking about which site I want to do, and that may affect what the other storage container I want in terms of food is. It may even be better to put it here. I don't want to make it so close so that people kind of get hung up here, but let's build that. And then is there anything else we want to build? I guess we've got iron plates here. And so let's talk weapons manufacturing. Look at that, 6 plates exactly. So let's build that there. Let's also put down some torches. Oh, we've got electrical torch posts. Let's put those down after we build the bench because we've only got 6 total plates right now. And let's do storage as well. And do we have weapons storage? I mean, I know we have it, I just don't know what it's called. Weapon stand. Weapon cabinet's smaller, so we'll use that instead. I wish I had a... You could see which direction it's people open it up at. It's probably this side, right? Yeah, that seems like a back. So we'll add that and we'll start construction on that. So it looks like Rain is getting attacked. By these hungry bandits. So let's pull Rain back. There's just not that many of our guys around, so I figured just kite them to the guards, and just Rain can help out a little bit. Also, it looks like Lurking is being attacked. That's just because he's coming out. Let's take off his job and have him help out with this fight. Alright, these guys are all clearly running away. So let's just first aid Rain. And this battle's pretty much over, so we'll just go on. And it's really, at this stage of the game, it's not worth looting the Hungry Bandits, because even their good stuff, it's not that great. So we'll just ignore that. But we will take a look at how much iron plates we've got left. I say we go ahead and build these electrical posts here as well. And what we'll also do is we'll start putting in some internal lighting as well. I always have a tough job lining these up internally. That looks actually pretty good. And the reason why we're doing this internal lighting is they'll work faster in the light and they'll be better quality work. So, you know, whenever it becomes night, our research slows down because of the visibility penalty. This same thing will go for this leather crafting station, and the same thing will go for this metal plate beating station. And I'm probably going to put some kind of a workstation here as well. So maybe something like right here. And we'll do that. Alright, so it looks like we've got dust bandits coming in here towards Silver Shade and the rest. So let's turn their jobs off and run them here towards lurking. And we'll do the same thing we did before, because this is just pretty much easy experience. We're not going to loot them. The only guy that we're going to loot is the Dust Boss, because he has the higher grade gear. So it looks like a guard's already starting to engage them, so let's go ahead and help out. Now the worst thing you can do is kind of have one archer right behind the other, so let's kind of space them out here. And it looks like a bunch of them are going after Silver Shade, so we'll just kite them around with Silver Shade. All right. I don't know where Silver Shade is running off to, but... Okay, so let's take a look at who we've got here and heal up. And we'll splint up Rain as well. Alright, these guys are healthy. So let's put their jobs back on, and let's just see if there's a Dust Boss around here somewhere. Or the Bowman. The Bowman's not bad either. Let's just grab everybody and loot the bowman. Nothing too great. We will grab the ammo. The rest of this stuff I really don't care about, if I'm being honest. Maybe we'll grab this one-hander. Let's look, see who's, if anyone's missing. Yeah, so Shrike's missing a one-hander. Crumble, yeah, a couple of these guys are missing one-handers. So we'll grab the one-handers as well. And who else do we got here? We got this bowman as well. Oh, that is a better helmet. Oh, sorry. I was looking at my own helmet. I don't really care about that. Don't really care about all that. We'll go straight for the Dust Boss, I think, because he's going to have the best gear. I don't really care about this horse chopper. It is mid-grade salvage, which is better than the rusted junk. Let's just grab it just to be safe. And we'll just look and see if they've got anything good here. Nope. We are kind of leaving money on the table here. But every once in a while, you'll see that they've got, like, you know, good standard grade gear as opposed to the shoddy stuff that we've got. So it's worth just taking a look. Okay, I think we're good enough. I'll just have everyone go back to their jobs and whatnot. Mew's pretty much healed up, so let's have her wake up and give her job back. I think that Puhat and Borlane are basically just waiting on these iron plates to come out. All right, so we've got the 2 electrical posts started here, which is good. And we've just got that one more light to put down here, and we'll have some nice, better illumination in our base. Let's see what we have for recipes here. So I think what we should do is in the morning we'll sell off everything that we've mined, as well as some of this spare junk. And then we'll see about buying a blueprint for a katana. Now, I really don't think we need so many rusted blades as well. Like maybe we get rid of 2 of them. But yeah, let's wait until the morning. Basically, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get Shrike. You know, I do want her to get experience because obviously experience means she does her job faster. She does her job faster and better as well, better quality. But ironically, one of the best training weapons you can get if you want to train dexterity, especially early on in the game, is the worst possible katana you can get. So like a rusting junk katana. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's very light, so people get a lot of hits off, and you basically train your weapon skill in katanas and dexterity, because it's a bladed weapon, off of that. So I'm trying to kind of take a look at Shrike, and I do want her to get better at weaponsmithing, and she is. But the sooner we can get her making those katanas for our entire group, the better off we'll be in terms of training. Also, most of the groups that we fight early on are going to be lightly armored, so the fact that it's mostly cut damage isn't going to cause a problem. All right, so it's around 7 a.m. Let's do some shopping here. We should sell off this. Remember to sell that off. All right, so we've got 4 helmets, 4 heart protectors. We've only got 3 of these and 4 of those. So let's add this here, just for future recruits. And we'll sell all this off. Eventually, we'll go into the research bench and just trade out the higher tier gear for the lower tier gear. But I think as it stands, we'll start doing a shopping run here with Puhat. Alright, so we'll sell off the fragment axe and all this stuff. As much copper as we can sell. And we'll buy all the meat. And we'll move on to the next guy. Man, an unholy chestplate would be good for our robots. We don't really need it now though. Let's just sell off all of our copper. Oh, why am I making this so difficult for myself? Okay, So we've sold off all our copper, and that's pretty good. I say we also sell off a good portion of our iron, because the iron's going to keep coming in. We do want enough to keep Shrike busy, but, you know, she's at the stage where she's moving so slowly, grabbing most of it won't be a problem. So, like, maybe we sell 50 and leave 25 behind. Now, let's leave just like 15 behind. Okay, so that's a nice 21,000 cats. Let's go ahead and start buying research books. And we'll buy some more food as well. Went to the wrong place. So we'll buy the research books first and then finish off with the food, since that's kind of along the way. Now, I don't know how many research books we still need. This may be an overkill, but that's okay. I mean, I don't want to count it all out right now. Let's look at the map, see if there's anything new. Okay, so no new maps. There is a wooden backpack, so we'll buy that as well. And do we have any small split kits here? I don't see any. So we'll take the rest of our money and we'll buy some food over at the bar, the second bar. Okay. Let's bring them back in. Drop off the food. Drop off the backpack. Eventually we want to have as many backpacks as we have people in our entire party, because we're going to need a whole lot of hauling capacity to get our base built. All right, let's queue up our research. And so I think Doc Chung probably has enough to keep him busy for a while. Let's see where he's working at now. So Doc Chung, I believe we moved over here to this iron. So let's see this group over here and who's left. We've got Crumble John and Infinite Wang. Let's see who's a better fighter. Probably Infinite Wang. So we'll grab Crumble John. We'll get rid of this job. We'll tell him to go mine over here. And if Doc Chung runs out of research, he can always just go back and help, what's his name? Infinite Wang. Once we get to that next level in tech, all right, so it looks like it's just a starving bandit. I say we use Infinite Wang to just kite these enemies over towards these guys, just so we get a little bit of combat experience. Although Infinite Wang is injured, how are the rest of these guys looking? They are decidedly not injured. So maybe we do kite them over. Did they give up? No, it looks like we still got the leader coming, so maybe we bring him back here and see if anyone else comes. Yeah, it looks like it's only the leader came over. Oh well, a little bit of experience. All right, let's see how we're doing for health here. Grumble John took some hits. Okay. We'll give Infinite Wang his job back and get back to work. We do have quite a bit of extra cash lying around. So maybe we grab Puhat and we start buying up building material and wheat straw, because we know we're going to want both of those. We're also going to want to buy hemp as well and build a hemp storage. So let's get started on that right now. So maybe we buy a bunch of that hemp as well. We want to kind of have enough wheat straw and enough hemp and enough of a third vegetable so we can get like one large crop of each. I think I'm going to have to offline take a look at the base location I have in mind and see, whether uh, green fruit or cactus grows there better because it's kind of like in a split. Uh, how do I explain this? It's like in a split climate, so I'd have to kind of look and see. In fact, that's what I'm probably going to do. I'm going to end this stream right here. I'm going to take a look at that supposed site because I don't want to spoil it. And I'll come back in a little bit and we'll decide what it is we want to store, whether it's green fruit or cactus. All right, so I'm back. I did some research. Unfortunately, you know which place nearby has katana blueprints for sale? Mongrel. But that's actually not the worst thing in the world because let's take someone like Lurking, right? He runs right now at how fast? 21 miles per hour. So he could uh, just run basically all the way to the Foglands and probably not get killed. So I'm thinking maybe that's what I do. I grab, let's say, who's over there? Is it Crumble John or is it Infinite Wang? Yeah, I'm gonna grab Infinite Wang and I'm gonna grab him and run him over to where Lurking's working. Because it's just a little bit safer. And I'm going to take off his iron resource job. I'm going to clear out Lurking's. I'll make Wang use this. And I'll just grab Lurking, fill him full of food, and just run on over. This could be a terrible idea. It could be a good idea. I'm not sure entirely. So let's go ahead and grab. I mean, I guess we could give him a good weapon. We'd probably want to give a better weapon to a better fighter than Lurking. Let's forget about that. Let's load him up with like 3 meat wraps. And a fish, let's say. And I say we just run him over to Mongrel and have him wait until he spawns a Katana Blueprint. I don't know how expensive they are, but I'm assuming that by the time he gets to Mongrel, we'll have mined enough to afford it. So I'm also fairly certain he can outrun gorillas and beak things as well. I guess we'll find out shortly, but Now, the reason why we went to Mongrel last time with the huge party is because we knew we were going to be grabbing new recruits, and they would not be fast enough to exit. I guess another way you could do it is you could grab anybody who can run over 19 miles an hour, right? It's a gorilla there. Let's try sneaking away. Another way you could work it is just grab everyone who can run over 19 miles per hour, take them to Mongrel, or even just one dude by himself, and then just train up the guys there just by running them around. You'd probably waste some time, and so I don't know. You'd waste some time and some food, so I don't know which is better, but... I'm going to feel real dumb if this guy eats it. Let's take off his shoes just so we can get that extra 2 miles per hour. And let's also start sneaking him just so, we'll try to sneak by. If we can't sneak by the enemies, then we'll just run away. So, looks like we may have aggroed somebody. No, I think we're just fast enough and good enough at sneaking that we can just get through. Well, that certainly seems a little less fraught than our last passage. But it is what it is. Let's go over to the weaponsmith. And see if they've got that blueprint for sale. Okay, they don't have that. They do have short cleavers, but I'm not sure. I think I'm looking for a short combat cleaver. I'll be dead honest with you. Once you get to the higher end stuff, like obviously, end goal is to get to a falling star. Uh, but short of that, I know everyone has their own favorite. A lot of people like to go like Desert Saber or Foreign Saber, and there's merits to a lot of these weapon choices. Um, but I happen to like combat cleavers and short combat cleavers, just because they may not have the reach, and they may be a little bit heavy, but they do excellent damage against armored opponents, and they do kind of an equal amount of cut and blunt damage. So you're kind of training both skills when you fight, uh, and plus they're cool. Unfortunately, I don't see them here. That's sad. Very, very sad. While we're out, let's take a look at maybe like the armor guy. I think he's right here. And if not, we'll just go to bed and we'll wait for stuff to restock. Oh man, we do want that leather turtleneck. We don't have the money for it though. Samurai cloth pants would be nice, but we don't have the money for that either. Hmm. Okay, I think we just go upstairs and we go to bed, and we hope that the fogmen don't grab us while we're sleeping, and we wait for that shop to reset. That's the problem with the early game, right? I mean, you got so much stuff that you want to do. I'll feel real, real dumb if a if a fogman just grabs him while he's sleeping and eats him. I don't care, man. I'm gonna totally reload the game, so let's just save it just in case. Because I don't think it's fair that a fogman can run into the ninja tower in the middle of an armed city and steal someone away. But it's definitely happened to me before. Also, I did some research, and the base site that I've got, I think that there's like a 5% better yield rate for cactus. The other good thing about cactus is, we can buy it here, right? So we don't have to go elsewhere to buy it. So let's go ahead and build a storage for cactus. And we'll start buying cactus as well. Basically, we want to buy enough for a large crop of both. Also, if you're sitting around and watching, I appreciate it. Feel free to chime in if you want. I'm not the best streamer, so I may miss the comments, but the other nice thing about having a town base is you get to live off of their electricity grid, so that's nice. he's got really good stealth. And pretty good athletics as well. We're not going to grab any more of that junk kind of weaponry that we've got in our base, because we'll keep it for future recruits possibly. We'll go ahead and we'll start selling off all our copper. He obviously won't be able to afford all of that. But we'll buy all his meat and sell as much copper as we can and move on to the next guy. Okay, so we're up to 34,000. Let's buy a bunch of books so that Doc Chung doesn't run out of stuff to research. Ooh, we got a nice thieves backpack as well. And we're going to need these backpacks as well. And we got some small splint kits as well. You know, I know I said that I wanted to buy the katana, but, you know, this is a pretty good roll here. So let's buy all the books. And we'll buy the backpack and this backpack. Maybe another backpack. I'm basically buying these so that we can grab all the stuff from this base and transport it to our new base site when we're ready for it. But we're so far off from it, it's not even funny. So maybe we grab all 5 of these splint kits. We'll grab Puhat and we'll have him buy a bunch of stuff just for future base building and whatnot. Let's just buy the books. I think we're going overkill on books, but whatever. And we'll come back and buy the crops later. And I'll have Doc Chung help with the building as well. I guess while we're waiting for them to build, let's go out and see if they've spawned that Katana Blueprint like I wanted. Sadly, no. So we'll put him back to bed. And I guess the good news about that is we'll be able to grind out some more money, so we may be able to get more than one blueprint here, because there's just a lot of stuff we gotta buy. Excellent. Okay, so let's drop off all this stuff here. We've also got a backpack here. I'll just throw it in here for now, and we'll figure out who to assign it to later. And let's queue up our tech. Okay, so unfortunately, okay, so we've got a couple things that we can still research here. So let's just research everything that we can research. We still got some more books we can buy, but we've got, yeah, enough research queued up that I think Doc Chun will have something to do. But as you can see here, we're starting to get kind of at the stage where a lot of this stuff is going to require engineering research and mostly ancient science books. Um, and it's kind of a good problem to have uh, because it means you're starting to come up to the really good techs. Even some of these require AI cores. The problem with that is you kind of have to be sparing with what you choose to research at this point once it starts requiring ancient science books and engineering and AI cores because there's only a few places in the game where you can buy them and they don't restock them either. You could abuse like I think like a reset book, like a reset thing with a cannibal outpost, but for the most part, once you reach a certain tech level, uh, after you buy out all the ancient science books and engineering and the easy stuff that you can steal, we're gonna have to start raiding ancient sites that have ancient science books and whatnot. And so all this combat that we've been avoiding, we're going to have to prepare for it. We're going to have to do kind of a crash course because we are still just incredibly, incredibly weak. So why is he weak? Oh, because there's an enemy here, huh? Yep, Fogman made it up there. Whew! So we're going to have to be real specific about what we research when we start using these more precious items. Also, I don't think we should go to sleep if there's a Fogman just laying here. So let's grab the Fogman. And he's just unconscious, so let's pick him up. And let's throw him outside of town. I guess what I'm trying to say is that we're getting to the end of the portion of the run where we can just sit around and passively mine and just have money solve all our problems. So we'll just have to watch out for that and just be a little more deliberate about what we choose to do. Look at me, helping out the town. What a guy. I probably should have checked the Shinobi Towers also to see if they're selling like a Katana Blueprint, right? Like if their trader is doing it. Yeah, let's see if maybe he's selling it. Because there's nothing quite like getting stuff half off. Looks like there's another Fogman that got in here too. Oh shoot, did they grab me? Come on, Shinobi thieves. Help us. What a jerk. Right. Let's see if the trader has actually like a Katana Blueprint. That'd be pretty great. I wasn't even thinking about that. No, he doesn't have any blueprints. He does have the half-price bags, and we do have space for him. Well, we have space for one. Well, we got space for more than one if we buy a bag, right? Okay, so you saw right there that that fogman almost just carried me away. And if it wasn't for our friends, the Shinobi Thieves, I'd be up on a pole somewhere getting gnawed on. So I guess what I'm saying is I'm going to throw in another save here in case that happens. Because that's just a really embarrassing way to go. I don't actually have to sleep to pass the time, but I am doing it because I'm cheap. And when you sleep, you don't actually digest any food, so you don't get hungry. Probably not the smartest thing to do after what just happened, but let's roll with it, right? Also, let's, just to be safe, they grabbed that guy down there. Yeah, I think they grabbed him and took him out. And in the meantime, we'll grab Puhat. And we'll head on out and buy some more food and books and whatnot. Nothing really here that's too great to buy, so let's just sell off all the copper. Or rather, I mean, there's tons of good stuff, but nothing that I want to buy right now, I should say. And we'll sell off most of the iron. Let's buy back like 10 units. 9 units is fine. We'll put that in storage for her to work with. And now we've got a whole bunch of money. Let's go to the general store. And I guess we can also look at the tech and see how many books we need versus how many we have on hand. So we've got 2 books left, and we need... All right, so we need 37 books. Roughly. I was counting it kind of fast in my head, but... 37 books, and we've got 2 on hand, so 35 total. It looks like maybe it hasn't respawned because I was spending all that time faffing around elsewhere. So I guess we can grab a bunch of the wheat. And we can run some of this back. We can grab a bunch of food, run it back, and then hopefully things will respawn here. I don't necessarily like that it's on like a 24-hour timer. I think it should be like every day at X time, everything reloads, you know? We'll sell the rest of that iron off. We'll drop off the wheat straw. And we'll drop off the food as well. And again, I'm kind of going overboard on the food because eventually we're going to have a squad large enough that this place may not be able to feed us very efficiently. So that's my reasoning, at least. Look at that. 2 thieves' backpacks. Very nice. Although these are full price, but I still think it's worth buying. Just so everyone in the squad can have one when we go adventuring. Alright, so this place is pretty filled up. Drop the backpacks off. Drop the books off. All right, we'll queue up a little bit more research here. Look at that, we still have some left over here. We need 4 books. Okay, we got 1, so let's try to get 5 more books here. Hopefully they've restocked over here at the general store. Yep. And then I guess we buy the hemp and the cactus. And can we fit the? We can't fit the wheat straw. Maybe we move the cactus out here. No, that's dumb because we still have that one spot that's overhanging. All right, I'll just be back for the wheat straw. That's good enough. We can leave 1 week behind. I guess also we could buy building material as well because we're going to need that. And watch, I won't have enough to buy the blueprints when it shows up. Alright, let's drop off that wheat straw. Honestly, whoever made wheat straw so big and did these limits for inventory was just very much a troll in my opinion, you know? Alright, so I think we should be able to knock out most of the basic research here, so we can stop with the buying of the books, which will help us get money a lot faster. Let's get back to lurking, and hopefully he'll have something he can buy here. He's kind of on an extended vacation right now, while everyone else is doing real work. That guy just warped out of there, man. I also wish when you like hit Alt, it would like highlight the names of these guys, right? Well, what are you gonna do? The trader just kind of disappeared. That's a surgeon. There's nobody there. And there's nobody there. Very odd, very odd. Alright, whatever. Hopefully we don't need them. There we go, katanas, and we can afford it. Perfect. We've only got 5K left, so... I mean, some of this stuff is really nice. But maybe we go to this armor shop and we see maybe if they have something nice there we can buy. I don't use a lot of ranged guys. Like, basically every single hiver that I get turns into a ranged. And also maybe like Pia, because she has such good stats for it, like in terms of perception and running. But I'm kind of using better bows and whatnot as an afterthought in terms of crafting and whatnot. You know, I think we'll probably end up just buying our bows. Man, I do want that leather turtleneck so bad, though. It's 11,175. We're like halfway there. There's no guarantee. How about this? We'll just have him stand outside the shop. And then we'll go back to our base and try to just sell any and all copper that comes in, right? Because we got all day, basically, to make that sale. Why am I going here, though? That's silly. Alright, we're getting there. We just have to just kind of let the clock run a little bit. Alright, I think this is it, guys. It's going to be something like ridiculous, like 12,500, right? No, it's 11,175. Perfect. All right. I kind of like the leather turtlenecks because, I mean, ultimately they're not as good as like the chain, right? But, you know, when you're early on and you're not that skilled, it doesn't give much in the way of debuffs. It's got great coverage, and it takes a really long time to craft. So you queue up leather turtlenecks for the whole squad, and your guy's going to get to like level level 75 armor smith in no time, right? So I'm going to grab Puhat here and just have him go home. Then I'll grab Lurking and have him head home as well. Just walking right into a fight. So far this run, I've only saved Scummed once, and that was my initial run here to Mongrel. But man, if my main character dies, I'll be big sad. Just big, big sad. All right, let's just be on the safe side and sneak. You know, I don't even watch anime or know much about Naruto, but it's definitely a cool effect when he starts running like that. Yeah, I have a good-sized crew, but you'd be shocked at uh, how terrible the vast majority of us are at fighting. You know, it's not even funny. I also play like a really conservative game, so I tend to spend a lot of time training and doing all that kind of stuff before I make my move. I bet I'd be like a little less careful if I wasn't just recruiting like unique recruits, right? If it was just like Hot Longs number 5, but oh yeah, that's another mod that I'm running. I've got the one that increases the chances of unique recruits spawning. Because I figure if you're gonna have recruits, why not have ones that have some interesting conversations or special skills? Oh yeah, yeah. No, it's it's pretty hairy. I think it's more hairy going in when you know what's gonna happen. You know. Yeah. It's man. It's also brutal when you get party wiped, and you can like escape with some of your guys who have good lockpick, but then the ones who are locked up and they're losing, they're missing a leg. You're like, sorry, guy, you're here forever. Maybe I should be a little more cautious running around, but I just feel like my guy runs fast enough, and he has a good enough sneak that he can just run away from everything. Obviously, it's not going to help me if like I run straight into an enemy group and have my legs knocked out, but let's not think like that, right? Let's be positive. All right, I think we're safe enough that we can just turn off sneak here. I don't know why we're getting Fogman devouring over here, but let's not ask any questions, right? All right. So, first of all, Rain is about to pass out from hunger because she just thinks it's a good idea to not eat. So we'll bring her back and turn off her jobs. We'll also take Infinite Wang. We'll clear his job and have him mine this iron over here. Because frankly, he's a better fighter than Lurking. Look at that. We've got 2 slots free here and 3 slots here. So we could like grab 5 more guys and potentially still, make money. I'll have to think about that later. But anyways, and then we'll grab Lurking and we'll go over to where Infinite Wang is. And we'll give Lurking his mining job back. And we'll make sure Infinite's running away. Yeah, he's doing his thing. We'll wait for Rain to come back and eat something. And then also, I guess we can go to where Shrike is. And we can talk about crafting those katanas. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17 guys. And this just uses iron plates, which is excellent. We don't want to get too high up in terms of the skill of what you can make. And a refitted blade, I would have preferred some kind of like rusted junk, but refitted isn't that bad. Unfortunately, as Shrike makes these katanas, she's going to get better and better at it. So that's not ideal. But let's just have her do 17 of these. I think that's 17, right? Yeah, that's 17. I guess also what we could do with Lurking is tell him to stop mining and have him just start using the iron bench. And the reason behind that is, she's going to run through those iron plates real quick. And the only other Scorch Lander I've got is my main character, so he might as well help out with that iron plate production. And then we're going to grab Infinite, and we're going to say, sorry, man. Go back to your old job. And then he's not going to say anything about it. And I don't know why Lurking is not doing. Oh yeah, because he doesn't have a job assigned yet. Let's and then Lurking can go and do this. And we'll bring Ruka back as well because she's starving. And we'll turn off her jobs. And it looks like Hamut's under attack. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with having him dig all the way up here. He's going to be far away from everybody else that can help him. We've got 3 starving bandits. 4 of them. I say we just kite them over to these other guys. And we just take them out just for a little bit of combat experience. And did they stop chasing him? Yeah, well, it looks like they stopped chasing him, so... Oh well. So much for free combat experience. Let's give them their jobs back. And we'll just have Hamut heal himself up. What is going on with you? Okay, so they are coming. They are coming. Great. Okay, so we'll turn off all their jobs. And just have them attack these guys. I'm still feeling good, pretty good about this whole setup here. Oren's tanking like 7 dudes at once. Yeah, Oren went down. Oh well. They don't actually have any food on them. So even if they go down, whatever. I mean... Okay, so why are you guys still here? Let's load them up because they're going to be the trouble ones who don't eat when they're supposed to eat. Let's also drop off some of this garbage here. And we'll swap out for the better armor the next time we travel out. And I guess I'll just hand this over to here. Alright, so Rain can go back to work. And Ruka also, she'll just grab a bunch of food as well. And it looks like all my guys are going to go down. It probably would have been better if we'd had Rain there as well to help out. But as you can see here, still not doing great in terms of fighting. Alright, Oren's got to heal himself here. And get back in on that fight. Alright. Fine, fine. We'll attack. Somehow I forgot to keep an eye on green, so... Jesus, wood just won't go down. Alright, I don't know what green's doing. Actually, he probably should have just tried to play dead. But let's just grab him back here. We'll kite them, and then that'll give these guys some time to get the pressure off so that they can get up. I hope Humut doesn't lose a limb or anything like that, but yeah, he's just crawled around fighting. I think we just got to bait him away back to the guards. All right, he's just running away. All right, let's see how we're doing here. Let's grab green and have him start healing these guys up. You know, with my luck, these guys are going to bleed out or get captured by slavers. And we'll have him heal up Oron. I think we'll do Crumble John next. And we'll heal up Stubbs. Okay, I think we've got everybody here, so let's just take a look at their recovery situation. All right, so Hamut's getting up. Oren's in a recovery coma. They're in a recovery coma. They're in a recovery coma. I say we just grab these guys and put them in bed. He can't actually lift anybody because his arm is jelly. So let's turn off his job and just put him to bed. And we'll take green and he'll put Stubbs to bed. I guess we can also just grab, what's Ruka doing here? I don't know why she's not moving. Let's have her grab one of these guys as well. So you can see why I'm a little bit hesitant to go too far. Alright, and we'll take Ruka and we'll have her put him in bed. And where's Green at? Green can grab Oron. And put Oron to bed. I guess what Green could also do is grab some food from our base and just pass it along. He's starving, so let's get him a meat wrap, right? Crumble John's hungry as well. So let's have Ruka just grab a meat wrap as well. I guess a fish. Fish works. And just give that to Crumble John. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. The fact that, you know, I should probably like throw a bunch of food in a backpack for whoever runs back and forth, just to avoid this kind of stuff, because they're not going to be fighting at tip-top shape when they're malnourished. But that's okay. All's well that ends well. They got a little bit of toughness training, a little bit of combat training. Embarrassing show, but what can you do, right? Poor Hamut's just hoofing it back. Okay. I guess we'll just let him sleep. Let's wait until morning, and then we'll cut it there, because I've got a couple hours to edit and put together. But basically, things are going to move a little bit faster, only because we're not buying any more science books. And once that research is done, we'll just put Doc Chung to work out there. And then we just save up a bunch of money. I don't know how much. I'll have to think about it when I'm offline. But we'll save up a bunch of money. We'll make a trip to Black Desert City. We'll buy all the ancient science and engineering research we can afford. And, you know, maybe some nice blueprints if we can find those. And then we'll go back, do a little bit more mining and research, you know, go up to World's End, buy whatever books are there, and then also just make a side trip to recruit some more guys. And then I think we start the fighting and the training with the fighting, because as you can see, our team just got beat up by a bunch of hungry bandits. And sure, some of them were malnourished, but it's still just really not a great look. So